Good evening. It's Tuesday, July 14th, and this is Done by Dark. Today was mostly about your money, a cool surprise on inflation, a blowout for the biggest bank, and a hard look at where a lot of your money quietly goes. We start on Wall Street. Two of the month's biggest money events landed the same morning: June's inflation report and the start of bank earnings season. And the inflation number was the real surprise. June's consumer price index came in cooler than almost anyone expected. Prices actually fell 0.4% on the month, pulling annual inflation down to 3.5%, below the 3.8% that forecasters penciled in. And the core reading, stripping out food and energy, was flat. Here's why that matters. Inflation had been running hot enough that Wall Street was bracing for the Fed to actually raise rates at its meeting later this month. The odds of a hike had climbed toward 40%. Today's cool number pushed that risk back off the table. Bonds rallied, though stocks still slipped, pressured by separate Middle East tensions. And that's context, by the way, not advice. The other half of the day was earnings. The biggest bank, JPMorgan, posted one of its largest beats in memory, well past what Wall Street expected, on record revenue, and Wells Fargo beat too. The rebound in trading and deal making that analysts were waiting for showed up. One striking note, JPMorgan's chief said artificial intelligence has helped the bank cut up to 40% of the jobs in certain roles. Now, where your money goes. The Justice Department announced its biggest healthcare fraud takedown ever. 455 people charged, including 90 doctors across 45 states, in schemes worth more than $6.5 billion in false claims. The schemes range from wound care products marked up 2,000% to illegal opioid distribution that caused overdoses. In one case, a single nurse practitioner was charged in a $900 million scheme. Investigators seized a $500,000 Ferrari and an $800,000 necklace bought with the proceeds. And that's just the fraud they caught. Government watchdogs say federal agencies made about $186 billion in improper payments last year. Money sent in the wrong amount or to the wrong people, and close to $3 trillion worth since 2003. Most of it is errors and overpayments, not outright fraud, concentrated in programs like Medicare and Medicaid, but it's real money. Closer to home, and just as much about your money, your property taxes. For years, a Texas businessman named Mitch Wexler accused county appraisal districts of inflating home values to lift tax bills, arguing they raised assessments without following the professional standards appraisers are supposed to use. This spring, his fight reached the end of the road. The Texas Supreme Court declined to take the case and denied a rehearing, letting the earlier dismissals stand, thrown out on procedure, not on the merits. The appraisal district isn't commenting. Wexler says he'll keep pressing through other channels. Whatever you make of his case, it put a spotlight on something every homeowner lives with but rarely sees: how the value of your home and the bill that follows actually gets set. Most places use what's called mass appraisal, valuing whole neighborhoods at once. And in a state like Texas, with no income tax, that one number carries the entire load. It's worth knowing how yours is reached. A quick update from South Carolina, where we've been following the seat left open by Senator Lindsey Graham. Governor Henry McMaster has filled it with a familiar name. He appointed Graham's own sister, Darlene Graham Nordone, to serve as interim senator through the rest of his term. Filing for the special election that settles the seat for good opens next Monday. And before we look ahead, the World Cup. The semifinals are here. France and Spain meet tonight in Texas, with England and defending champion Argentina tomorrow. The winners play Sunday in New Jersey for the trophy. So here's what to watch tomorrow. First, round 2 of bank earnings. Goldman Sachs Bank of America and Morgan Stanley fill in the rest of the Wall Street picture. Second, whether today's cool inflation number actually moves the Fed, with a rate decision now less than 2 weeks away. And third, the second World Cup semifinal, England against defending champion Argentina. And that's Tuesday, done by dark. A cooler day for prices, a hot one for the banks, and a long, hard look at where the money goes. Rest easy tonight, take care of each other, and we'll be right back here tomorrow evening to wrap whatever comes next. Good night.